So this is how it looks outside right now. This is actually slowing me down. I had some deliveries that was supposed to be in yesterday, but UPS had to delay the delivery because of this. It is completely a winter wonderland out here. Thanks a lot, Virginia. It's your bipolar weather. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to a Feast on Madness Productions. My name is Chef Desmond Davids, and today I'm going to show you how I do our shop t-shirts. Right now I'm watching Lee Stewart, who's another one of my influences. Very, very entertaining, him and his crew. Let's do this. Alright, so now the image is actually to where I want it to be put on. I'm actually going to use a 160 mesh. It's not too much fine detail in the design because it's going to be printed big, but when I do the pocket design, it's going to be much smaller, therefore I'll use a 230 mesh. But for today, I just need a 160. So we place it on, try to line it up as straight as possible. Ensure that the bottom of the frame is actually aligned to the clamp design. Place it down, put some pressure where the tape is. You don't want to put your hands too much on this because basically your hands is probably greasy and this, that, and third. And then voila, it's now ready for burning. So now we're going to open this. And this is the UV lamp. I mean, it throws out a lot of power to the point that, you know, sometimes when you start off, you're working with a DIY lamp or one of those standing lamps from Screen Print Direct, and it'll take minutes. This takes seconds. So now that we got it in place, we'll put the board and the foam cushion on top of it. Bring the lid down, put a little pressure, and we start to lock it in place. Because now it puts more pressure down. Be sure the power is on, and then we expose. The emulsion that I'm using is from Total Ink Solutions, and it takes seconds to get this done. Now that it's done, we take it out. And then we take it to the washout booth and bust out the image. Now this is my post hardening setup here. I got a little fan to speed up the process of drying the screen, and I got that Screen Print Direct DIY UV lamp. So what's happening is that the UV lamp, which I need to position a little better, the UV rays is hitting the screen. Sorry about that. The UV rays are hitting the screen while it's drying at the same time, post-hardening. Sooner, let's say about 15 minutes to a half hour, they'll be ready to go. All right, so it's because this is a one color print job, I'm just gonna assign it to one of my heads here. It really doesn't matter. Like I said, it's only one color, but it's going to be multiple shirts. So you gotta be sure that all my palettes are perfectly tacked up and, you know, ready to go. I had to change out one of my tapes because it was pretty messed up from sweatshirts. So this is the one that needs to be fixed. Ready? Nice and tacky. This one I can kind of beat up. Nothing a good, scrub down with water because the tack I use, again, from Spring Prick Direct, is called Super Tack. Ecotech Super Tack. This stuff right here can go a long way. You can literally spread it on your palette using a business card or a squeegee. And you can scoop up the excess and put it back in here, close it down, and you got more. This thing has been with me for like going on a year now, which means most likely I have to replace it because it only has a year shelf life. But it's pretty good. So let's get that going. All right, before I start, I'm gonna put my board back on. Like I said, I like to listen to these guys work. I like to watch them because pretty entertaining. Gets too quiet in here. I'm not gonna play any music. I don't want any problems with copyrights with YouTube. So let's go back on to YouTube. This palette's pretty good. I just need to warm it up. This palette is definitely good. Remember, this is my damaged one, but it still gets the job done. And this palette here needs some glue. You know what? You know what I'm gonna do from now on? I'm gonna keep recording, and then I'll edit. So yeah, so I can stop constantly going back and forth. Let's see. Like I said earlier, today's Lee Stewart Day. So yeah.
That was pretty good. That was pretty fucking good, actually. Fuck, what did I say? I forget everything I just said.
Turn it down so we don't overlap each other. Not supposed to have these. I mean, it's clear liquid, but not supposed to have it. My stomach's kind of been messed up. All right, let's get this going. So, open this up. Tap this very little. We don't want too much. Too much. It will be a lot to clean up. And like I said, you can either use a business card or I use this. Spread it out. Then you can literally scoop it all back up, put it right back into the bottom. Just like so. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I know that the last video, a lot of times you guys can hardly hear me. So I'm trying to speak up. That's the wife. Yeah, that's the wife. Instead of us yelling across the apartment to each other, I bought two-way radios so that we can communicate while I'm not, while I'm doing this, and she can also communicate with me from the other room without, constantly texting each other and yelling across the damn apartment. It's very annoying to hear all that. So, okay, I'm gonna clean this off as much as I can because, like I said, it's glue. You can see how powerful this stuff is. Like, it really sticks. So, later on I'll get all the excess glue off of this, and, make it look like brand new. Now I'm gonna turn on my heat source. So let me explain. Let me explain to y'all. I did what Lee Stewart did, I guess around the same time he started screen printing, and I turned off my flash dryer, but I left this pallet right here underneath it. And what happened was, while it was cooling down, it was still very hot, and it started to burn. So I kind of did a Lee Stewart thing, but at least I didn't burn my palette. I just basically it distorted and warped a little. So I'm panicking. I'm thinking I have to buy a new one. Come to find out, if I let it cool down, let it sit for a couple of weeks, it will go back to its original shape, of course, with a little help. And now it still works like new. But yeah, it's time for me to turn on the heat source so I can properly. Ooh, I just put my hands all over this. Properly tack my t-shirts to the pellets. As you can see, the light went dim a little, but that's basically how it is in here, this apartment. I'm gonna see if I can get my breaker upgraded with a stronger wattage. I know that's probably gonna cost me a lot of money, but I'm gonna let that warm up and get heated. In the meantime, I'm gonna get my ink ready. Today I'm gonna use from Total Ink Solutions Predator White ink. The Predator series is really good. I like it. I also have the all-purpose white ink, which I haven't touched yet, although a lot of the shirts that I've been working with is a blend because, printing on polyester, you get a lot of what is called dye migration, and you don't want that when you're sending the finished product to a client. Went to Home Depot and picked these up. Hopefully it gets the job done. It's pretty flexible. So yeah, let's see how this works. You gotta be patient. You gotta take your time. Because if you don't, you're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna make a mess. I'm impatient. I'm very impatient. That's cool. I'm very impatient, but I need to, do better at what I do, especially when it comes to things like this. Because now I'm not only just printing for myself. Looks like I'm going to be printing for clients too now. You got to ensure that your ink is mixed and stirred around. You want to agitate it. You want to agitate it a lot because you need this to be creamy. You need this to be extremely creamy because you want it to be able to move and pass through your screen. So, see, that's nice. I should start wearing that apron. I feel I should because, like I said, I'm a big guy. My belly tends to flap on it. Belly flap on the pen. So now that my flash dryer is up to temp, I'm letting each pallet sit under it for 10 seconds so I can get my tackiness nice and strong and ready to go. You want to be sure you zero out your micro registrations first before you turn on your heat source. I'm actually going to turn it off right now and let it cool back down. So what you want to do is you want to zero out your micro registrations. I'm going to do it off the frame. So this bad boy has micro registrations. These are the pieces to micro registrate everything. This here will help you with your off contact. This also is, these parts right here is for your off contact. These three parts right here is for to angle it or center it, whatever it is. And right now, my micro registrations is definitely off kilter because of what I did with the t-shirt, like I said last week. So I'm being sure it's zeroed out. Okay. Zero it out. Okay. Alright, so that's ready to go. Oh, in case you're wondering, this right here, I have this to minimize the mess I make. So basically, let's say I have a print that is set up here, right? I want to do a print up here. I'll pop this bad boy in, and it gets tightened and held along with the frame, and I'll be able to do this with it. Or, you know, it's down here like this major one. It's here. So only the mess is it's right here, and it holds it nicely. As you can see, nothing falls. It's all good. It's not advisable to do this, but it does work. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring my screen down to here. I'm doing this because I want to be sure I don't burn another palette. All right, let's see. I'm gonna bring this. So you're gonna push this down just a little, just to ensure that you are centered as much as possible. There. All right, so this is centered as much as possible. All right. I'm gonna try it again. Be sure. There you go. That is the sound of my tack hitting the screen, and it is holding. It is holding. It is holding. It is holding. So that part is good. This part isn't. So now we're gonna do some micro registrations. So being that I already got it. Bring this. We'll bring that way. We're gonna go this way with this. Okay. Perfect. And yes, I am walking around barefooted. Like I said, I'm home. This is the cool thing about working from home, and hopefully I get to the point working from home permanently to where I can pay rent and take care of my family. Awesome. So now we're going to use some tape to block off all the openings here and the registration marks, because you don't want that on your t-shirt. So I measure it out, flip it, and I'll use my thumb. See how I got my thumbs right here? I will use my thumb to guide it in. I'm not touching the other part, touching just where I want it to settle in the screen. Put another part. And if you put it on the screen, because like I said, I am a baby in this industry, so I'm still putting ink here. Alright, now you do the rest of the screen. You gotta learn how to do the time lapse thing here. You know what? That's what I'm gonna do. It's gonna be a time lapse while I do the rest of this tape. Alright, now that everything is taped off and ready to go, it's time for me to put in that ink. Checking in, sure I have no link on my phone. That's pretty good. What do y'all think? Wait. I'll put this here. I actually don't need it. Alright. Screen here, place. And I'm gonna kind of load the shirt. And we're gonna do a test print. I kid you not, usually I am a puller. I'm going to try pushing. Alright, so here we go. 1, 2, 3 passes. Ooh, very nice, very nice. That looks really nice. And it is clean. So a lot of people complained about that. I got that also from Screen Print Direct. A lot of people were complaining that it's bleeding through, it shrinks, and hopefully if they happen to see this, as you can see, it bled, but not as much as they were talking about. If they see my video, they'll see how I do it, and they're able to save money and not, waste money by buying the platens and feel like that they wasted their money and they throw it away just because it's not working the way they want it to work. So, just in case you guys don't know, shrink it first, then hit it with the ink. So, being that I'm using a flash dryer instead of the actual conveyor dryer, I have a way that I do this. So, what I'll do is I'll, hit it, flash dry it, then, Alright, that's the one hit. Like I'll hit it, flash dry it, hit it again, give it some air, and then cure it. Give it 3 hits constantly, just to be sure. Nice and clean, looking good. I love doing this. Sorry. I love doing this because, gives me an avenue. 1, 2, 3. Look at that. That's pretty. So I'm hoping that as I'm passing everything, that it's enough time to flash dry shirts. We're about to find out. So, actually, yeah, was enough time. Awesome. So now we're gonna hit it again, so it can become brighter. All right. 1, do it 2 times. 2. See what I mean? I'm a mess. It's nice and bright. One, 2, 3. flood. Do it again. 1, 2, 3. I don't know why I'm counting. I guess I'm counting, for you guys so you can see how many times I'm doing it. All right, now we're back to square one, shirt one. So now we're gonna do this. Oh, nice. Pull it out, fold it nicely and neatly. Therefore, it's aired out. And when it's aired out, it now has a chance to cure. You don't want to try to cure your shirts while it's still on your pallet. I don't know why I keep saying plantain. You don't want to try to cure your shirts while it's still on the pallet because there's no air circulating. You need the air to circulate so that it gets through to the underneath the ink and above the ink, and what happens is it becomes a cured shirt. So this one, this is the fresh one. I can tell which one is the fresh one. Yep, that's the fresh one. Yeah, I just want to see. So 10-second cure time. Now, usually, what you're supposed to do is you're going to be sure that there's no cracking and whatnot when you're doing your curing. And I just did 4 shirts. Like I said, this is our personal shop shirt. So, let's see. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. No cracks. No cracks. Let's go. Now, I've got to be a little faster with doing this because, Nice. Nice. So by the time I load a shirt, as long as it's successful, the curing process should be done. Now, you don't want too much steam and smoke to come off the shirt. I'm doing it because you're basically somewhat scorching it, but it's pretty good. Yep. Some damn kids upstairs. This is an everyday thing, all day thing. Kids upstairs are very destructive. I did go upstairs to speak to the parent, and looks like a young girl, heavily pregnant, heavily pregnant. But yeah, time lapse this so you can see the rest of it. So this is why you tape everything up. I don't know. I'm trying to get a better angle here. You see that? That's actually the note aspect of my screen. Nice. So there it is, everybody. You just saw me screen print our shop t-shirts. And yeah, you saw me mess up a lot. But, you know, like I said, I'm only 1 year old in this industry. And I'm trying to come up with my own SOPs to where I do things so that it's more productive and not hindering. So like you said, like I said, Peace and Madness production. T-shirts is looking nice. We're gonna test this last one here, because you know, fresh off the press, literally fresh off the press. Tried to open up the window a little because it's getting hot in here and steamy. I think I have my flash dryer up too high. So we're gonna stretch it. Oh yeah, no cracks. No cracks. None. No cracks. No cracks whatsoever. Yeah. So here are my mistakes. I'm human. I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm not a machine. And this t-shirt here, while I was trying to have it dry, I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, that's a little bit of the ink because when I went to pull it out so I can cure it, fold it up on itself, and also my notes. Thought I had it taped off, I guess I did. And also, this is why you gotta be careful when you're doing things on your own and if you're working by yourself. Look at that. Scorched. Absolutely ruined. So, there's no saving that. I'm not even going to try to save it, but absolutely ruined. Let's see something. Oh, you can hear it. Let me, where's the mic? Where's the mic? I don't know if you can hear it, but check this out. That's the ink. That's not the shirt ripping. And the funny thing is, although I'm stretching it, and I'm stretching it hard, it doesn't crack. Oh, there go your cracks. So that's what you're looking for if you're looking for cracks, to be sure that you're cured properly. You want to see those lines. If you see those lines, you're not cured properly. So, yeah. I mean, I'm kind of happy I messed up so that you guys can look for what you need to look for when you're doing this by yourself. So, yeah, that's the end of today's video. So, if you like the video, please subscribe, hit that like button, and again, welcome to the madness.